Alright, let's take a look at the remainder theorem. The remainder theorem says a number, say C, we'll call it C, is substituted for x in a polynomial function f of x. Then the result, f of c, so we're going to evaluate the function with an input of c, some number c, is equal to the remainder that will be obtained by dividing f of x by x minus that input, that number c. So again, we're going to do division, right? F of x divided by x minus c, right? Once we divide, it says the remainder from that polynomial division application, right? As we divide the polynomials and find the remainder, that will equal the function value of the input of c into f of x. And again, we can show that with our polynomial division statement, right? Our check statement. Remember, dividend equals divisor, right, times quotient plus remainder. So in this problem, right, here's our dividend, right, here's our divisor, our quotient, our remainder. So we know that's true, right, in every polynomial division statement. So again, f of c will equal r. Well, let's show why. Right, so if we evaluate, right, with an input of c, right, so x equals some number c. So f of c would be what? X minus c would be c minus c. Out goes x, in comes our input of c. And, of course, times the quotient plus remainder. And c minus c is equal to 0, right? And 0 times quotient is equal to what? 0. Anything times 0 is 0. So we're not getting 0 plus r, which is r. So you can see f of c is equal to the remainder, right? So, again, the remainder of what? Taking our function f of x and dividing by x minus the input, which we could do with synthetic division if we wanted, right? Or again, long division, whatever the polynomials may be. So let's show that in an example. All right, it says here to use the remainder theorem, determine whether 5 is a 0 of g of x, where g of x equal to this degree 4 quartic polynomial. So again, we could plug in, right, 5 and get the output. Right, so see if it's 0. So our question is this. So again, to be a 0 of a function, that means that what? The input, g of 5, would need to equal 0. That's our question. Well, again, let's find out, would that be the remainder? So we can take g of x. So again, let's use the remainder theorem. Let's write that down again that we just went over on our previous slide. So our function g of x, our question is this, is g of x, as we divide it by x minus the input, x minus 5, right? We want to find the remainder. Does the remainder equal 0, right? That's our question. Does it equal 0? If it equals 0, then what? It's a 0 of the polynomial. So we need, again, the output to be 0, so remainder needs to be 0. Because that would be the function value, g of 5 equals the remainder, which would equal 0. So let's see if that's true. Let's use synthetic division. So again, here's our divisor, right? There's our value k. So we're going to take 5, the number subtracted from x in our divisor, and we're going to line up the coefficients of our dividend. So again, what are we dividing into? G of x. Leading term, coefficient of x to the 4th power is 1. Now we're missing the x cubed term. So let's go ahead, we'll put that in a different color. I'm going to spread it out again so I can do my synthetic division. We have a 0 for the x cubed term coefficient since it's missing. And let's go back, got the x squared term at a negative 26. We're missing the x term, so put in a 0. And we've got our constant term. Our constant term is 25. So let's do a synthetic division. So within the columns, we'll add up. So the first column, nothing to add to 1, so I get 1. And then we're looking at the next column. What are we going to bring up to the next column? We're going to multiply 1 by 5. Times 5 is 5. And then remember, within the columns, we add up the numbers. 0 plus 5 is 5. And let's go ahead and bring up to the next column. What's 5 times 5? That's 25. And as we add up these two numbers, we get a sum of negative 1, negative 26 plus 25. On to the next column. Negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. 0 plus negative 5 is negative 5. And then remember, now our last column will give us our remainder, which is what we're looking for in this problem. Negative 5 times 5 is negative 25. Well, as we add this last column together, we get 0. 0 is equal to what? The remainder. So that implies what? By the remainder theorem, that g of 5, right, our input, right, x minus 5 that we divided by, the remainder theorem, g of 5 is always equal to the remainder, which is 0. So if g of 5 equals 0, that implies 5 is a 0 of this polynomial function g of x. So there's an application of the remainder theorem. So there's different places we can use remainder theorem, right? Evaluating functions of higher degree polynomials. We could use division now to show that, right? The remainder will equal that value, right? That input into that function.